Hey again, welcome back. So today's gonna be a bit more strength focused. I don't know about you guys, but this week has just felt a little bit more heavy. So I wanna be a bit more grounded, move a little slower. It's still gonna be full body, we're still gonna get the heart pumping. 30 minutes, Otis is, well, he'll probably just chill. Let's do it. So let's get warmed up first. We're gonna start out by rolling those shoulders up, back, and down. Taking some deep inhales as you bring it up, exhales you take it down. And then let's reverse it, bring it back up and forward. Awesome. Let's take our feet just a little bit wider. Inhale the hands up, wide, and overhead. Pausing at the top, and then exhale it back down. And then let's repeat. Inhale it up and overhead. Pause. Exhale it back down. One more time. This time we're going to hold our hands up overhead. Then just take a hold of the right wrist for a moment and just lean over towards the left. Coming back through center, switching, and take it in the opposite direction. And let's just move back and forth a couple more times. Last one on each side. Awesome. And release. Take it down. Bring your feet in under the hips. We're just going to come to a light march for a moment. Up next, we're going to do some knee hugs. So we're actually going to come basically to a stationary position, and we're literally going to hug one knee at a time. So keeping the feet under the hips, hugging one knee in, and then switching to the opposite side. Engaging your core already with this, helping with the balance, and just getting everything ready to go. A good foundation. Although keeping your core engaged all the time is very good practice. Let's do one more on each side. Up next, we're going to do some knee circles. So starting with our right knee, we're going to take it across the body, open wide, and then coming back under the hip and repeat. Taking these as slow as you need to. And as I've said before, you can always stay close to a chair or a wall just to kind of help with your balance. And then let's switch. That's it. Couple more. Excellent. Take your feet a little bit wider than the shoulders. Toes are turned out. Heels are nice and grounded. We're going to sink those hips nice and low. Hands come to the tops of the thighs. Now we're going to drop the right shoulder as we look to the left. Then we're going to come through center and then take it to the opposite direction. Coming back to center, we're going to take the hands low. We're going to take the hips high, turning the heels out a little bit to help for this. We're going to pause. If it feels more comfortable, you can keep it halfway. And then a little softness in the knees. Inhale, roll it all the way back up. Bring the feet in under the hips. I think I almost fell there. And coming back to a light march. You can start to pump those arms as well. And if it feels all right for you, I know we said we're going to keep things grounded, but if you are feeling like a little bit more high energy and you are craving it, you can take this to a jog or do some high knees. Just kind of listening to what your body is telling you right now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Shake it all out. We're going to roll the ankles just a couple times just to help them warm up. And let's switch to the opposite side. And then let's give the wrists some love as well. Let's get into it. All right, so round 1. We have 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. We're going to have 4 exercises, and we just repeat it all twice. Up first, we're going to have a narrow to wide squat. So we're going to start with our feet under our hips. We're going to go down into a squat, come back up, then take your feet a little bit wider. Wider squat, step under the hips, and then wide. Once you're feeling a little bit more warmed up and things are good, you're going to actually stay low the entire time. Marching out and in. Then we're going to rise up. We're going to have some calf raise holds. So lifting the heels nice and high and just holding it. And then we're going to go into some squat, 2 lunges. We're going to come down to a squat, rise up. We're going to pivot, adjust your feet if you need to, lunge, come back to a squat, and then take it in the opposite direction, lunge. If it's feeling good, you're going to stay low the whole time, squatting, lunging, squatting, lunging. If your knees are talking to you at all, reduce your range of motion and take out the switch. Just stick with just squats and just some shallow squats. Feet are under the hips, shoulders are back and down, core's on nice and strong, clothes are adjusted, and let's go. So squatting, stepping a little bit wider into a wider squat, bring it back under the hips, and then step it out in the opposite direction. If things are feeling all right, keep it low, narrow to wide, back and forth. That's it. And release. Good. Shake it out. We're going into our calf raise hold. Feet are under the hips. Shoulders are back and down. Nice and strong through the core. A little bit of softness in the knees. And let's begin lifting those heels as high as you can and then hold. If it's feeling good, lift one foot off the ground just so it's just hovering and focusing just on one side. Keep breathing. You've got this. Literally all my animals are sleeping in various corners of this area right now. I think you can only see Otis though. Anywho, squat to lunge to squat to lunge. Starting with our squat, take your feet a little bit wider and then begin. Rising up, pivoting, taking it down, back to a squat, pivot to a lunge. If things feel all right, keep it low, moving a little bit quicker in between each. That's where the real magic happens. Good. Coming back to our calf raise hold. Feet come in under the hips, hippity hips. Shoulders are back and down, core is on, and let's begin. Lift and hold. Otis, how's your workout going? Is it super, whoop, I can't talk to him. I gotta stay focused. Stay focused on yourself. Don't let the world around you distract you. It's a good metaphor. We're done. Let's go back to the top. Narrow to wide squats. Whew. Feet are under the hips. And let's begin. Remembering you can come up all the way in between, slowing it down a little bit, adjusting your feet, or you're gonna keep it nice and low the whole time. Almost like a little bit of a squat pulse. It's still controlled. You're just stepping that foot out and in. Good. Shake it out. Calf raise hold. Let's see if I can do a little bit better this time. Shoulders come back and down. A little softness in the knees and begin. It's really hard to stay focused when I have a cat directly behind the camera. And she's so cute. Ooh, see? Focus, focus, focus. Focus. Awesome. Release. Squat to lunge. One more time. S'il vous plaît. Feet start a little bit wider to squat first before we go into our lunge and begin. You can come up in between or stay nice and low, being mindful of how your body feels, how the knees are feeling. We want to be challenged. We don't want to feel pain. Keeping that chest proud. We've got this. 4, 2, and 1. Release. I think my counts were a little bit off. That's fine. Calf raise hold. One more time. Let's begin. Lift and hold.
Exercise finished.
See what focus does? Ha! Round 2. We're going to take things down onto the flow. So we have 4 exercises. This time we're going to go through them once. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Up first, we're going to see some donkey kick pulses. Fancy. Is a donkey fancy? Hands come just under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. We're going to be working on one side at a time. Leg comes to a 90-degree bend. Flex the foot. Knees about hip height. From here, we're just pressing the foot directly up towards the sky and simply pulsing. We're not overextending, we're keeping it nice and low and controlled. Then you have your choice. We're gonna come to a plank or a hover hold. So I describe a hover as when you're coming down onto the elbows. You can work from the knees or the toes. This is a good option to give your wrists a break. Or you can come up onto the plank and do that. And if you're doing a plank, you have another option. Thanks to my beautiful friend, Caitlin, who's a personal trainer, I saw her do this and I was like, that's what I want to do. So we're going to do some one-arm planks. Take your feet just a little bit wider. Shoulders are back and down. Holding the plank from here, you're going to lift one hand, bringing it back towards the hip, set it down, and then switching to the other side. Do not rush it. Then our final move is going to be a negative push-up. Hands come just a little bit wider than the shoulders, but not too wide. We want the elbows going back and not out. We're starting from the top and you are melting as slow as you possibly can to come down. Take your time. Once you get low, you can take it all the way to the ground and then reset. We're only focusing on the down for this one, all right? So let's get going. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Let's do it. Pulling that core in, lifting the right leg first. Lift, flex the foot from here, pulse. Eye gaze is just slightly ahead. We want to be mindful we're not collapsing the chin towards the chest or looking so far forward that now we're overarching our back or creating tension in the back of the neck. Just keep this small and controlled. This is one of those sneaky moves that you're like, it's easy, I got it. And then you do it long enough and you're like, ooh, I feel that. I feel that real good. That's it. 3, 2, 1, and release. 20 seconds to rest, to come off the wrist, roll them out, shake your booty, do a little jig, do a little dance. Otis, the couch is open for you, bud. You want to come over here? I guess not. Let's get ready. 5 seconds, and we begin. Donkey kick, pulse on the opposite side. So if you're with me, left leg is lifted now. Keeping that core engaged, trying not to collapse into it, staying lifted, creating a bit of space through the upper back by lifting the chest a little bit. This feels very intense on the wrists, and curling the fingers isn't helping. You can do this down on the elbows. Modifying as you need to make this workout, the best it can be for you. That's it, hang on. We're almost there. 2, 1, and release. Good, coming off the wrist, shake it out. We're going into those planks. So you have the option to go into a hover and hold it, or hold the plank, knees or toes, or test out some one-arm planks. I almost said one-arm push-ups. I don't think I'm ready for those. Let's get ready. Shoulders are backing down. And begin. Nice and slow, taking your hand back. Hold it for a moment, and then set it down. Don't be too quick to rush it. The real fun comes in that hold, that quiet moment before you bring your hand back down and then switch. That's it. Keeping the rest of your body as stable as can be. Your form needs to be on point. We've got 10 seconds. Hold this one for 3, 2, 1. Switch. 3, 2, 1. We went a second longer, but that's okay. It was worth it. All right, negative push-ups. Rolling out those wrists. For anyone who has a lot of wrist issues, I'm with you. I understand it does get better, just as long as we're very mindful about it and never pushing too far with it. Negative push-ups. So knees or toes, melting down as slow as you can, and then reset at the top. Resist the urge to collapse. When you need to, you can lower the knees to help ease yourself up and reset. That's it. We've got this. 10 seconds to go. How slow can you go? How slow can you go? How slow can you go? Whew. And just like that, another one bites the dust. I feel weird today. I think I feel weird every day. Today's just extra. Round 3, we're standing back up. So we're gonna have 4 exercises once again. We're only going through this once. We have 40 seconds on again, 20 seconds off again. So feet are gonna be under the hips, shoulders are backing down. We have some straight leg lifts first. We're lifting one leg at a time, bringing it straight up, just about hip height, and then lowering it back down. Hovering at the bottom, little softness in that supporting leg. You have the option, if it feels all right, to keep it lifted and pulse that leg. Then we have a squat walk. So you're gonna come to one side just a little bit so you have a bit of space to move side to side. Coming down into a squat from here, small steps, side to side. If you need to at any point, you come out of it, you reset, you take a breather, and then you get right back down. And then we're gonna finish off with one of my favorites. We've seen this before, a hand press. Hands come in front of the chest in that prayer position. Shoulders are backing down, elbows are wide. From here, it's up to you to make this as tough as you can by pressing those hands together as hard as you can and maintaining it. All right, let's go. Straight leg lift. Let's lift the right leg first. Feet are under the hips. And let's begin. Lifting up with control, lowering it down with control. So this isn't a swing. We aren't kicking. No, no, no. We're keeping the leg nice and active by flexing that foot, bringing the toes towards you, keeping that leg nice and strong, all the way up, all the way down. You got it. You have the option, if you'd like, to keep that leg lifted and then pulse from there. So that looks like this. You keep it up, and then you're just pulsing. Small moves. Whew, you'll feel it. I told you, we weren't gonna be jumping, we weren't doing anything high impact, but we were definitely gonna feel it. And here we are feeling it. And we feel great. All right, shake it out. Shake it out. Otis, I'm so sad. He literally has turned his head away from me. He's so upset that we're not outside. I try. I can't predict what the animals do. 4, 3, shoulders are backing down, left leg, lift up, control it down. Your core is key here, as well as your breath. Basically everything that we do. Those two things are things that I will repeat over and over again. And then probably the third thing is shoulders back and relaxed. All right, so if you want that option, you're gonna keep the leg lifted, adding in that pulse. Try to take it from just the leg and bring it into more of the core that's actually lifting it. You got it, come on. 2, 1. Sometimes one leg's a little bit harder than the other. That was definitely one of those situations. Squat walk. Stepping to the side a little bit so you have some space. Shoulders are backing down. Weight goes into the heels. Toes are slightly out. Knees are still going to be tracking with the toes as we travel. Let's begin. Take it low, and from here we walk. So your chest stays proud, your core stays nice and strong. See? Saying it again. Your shoulders are back. And we breathe. See, you guys could teach this. Just say those 3 things over and over and we got it. And we're good. Right, Otis? Still nothing. I got an ear turn. He's listening. He knows. He's just doing this to spite me. He's like, I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to be walked and fed. He has a hard life, you know. Good. Hand press. Shoulders come back and down. Find a bit of grounding into the heels. Softness in the knees so we aren't locking out the legs. Hands come in front of the chest. Elbows are nice and wide. And begin. As hard as you can, pressing those hands together. Maintain it. Shake is a good thing. You are in control of how challenging this is. Keep squeezing the chest, squeezing right from the shoulders, right into those pecs, into the hands. Core is still on nice and strong. Don't relax into it. Stay. I was trying to find another word for strong, but I don't need another word. Just stay strong. Stay focused. You got this. Keep breathing. That was a loud breath. 2, 1, and release. It made him come over. He's very unimpressed. Okay, so for the final round, we have 2 exercises that we're gonna keep repeating because we have 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for this final round. So up first, we're gonna come to a hover. Elbows come directly under the shoulders. Knees can stay low or working from the toes. We're lifting 1 foot at a time and then lowering. We're not trying to get our legs up as fast as we can. We're doing it nice and slow and controlled. Then we're gonna lie down on our bellies for a cobra. Hands come under the shoulders. Tops of the feet are down. From here, lifting and lowering. And then we repeat, and then we repeat, and then we repeat. Elbows come down, shoulders are back and down, lifting the chest, and let's begin. What I meant by lifting the chest is just to create a little bit of space into the upper back so we're not collapsing the chest down. Nice, good breaths. Controlled breaths is what I was going for. But good breaths, that's good too. Awesome, and release. Coming down onto your belly, hands by the shoulders. Shoulders are back and down, chin is tucked just slightly. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift and lower. I went into my own little world there. Forgot what I was doing, forgot where I was. Oh, hover. Let's go. One leg lifts. I like to keep my foot flexed, so I'm lifting the heel and keeping the leg nice and active. But if you've got that dancer background and this feels more natural, which I'm sure looks way better than whatever I just did. Basically what I'm saying, you do you. Good. Getting ready for a cobra. We're almost halfway through this final block. That's exciting, notice. And begin. Working with your breath. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Exercise, movement. Let's go for the soul, good for the mind, good for the body. The triple threat, you might say. As we fatigue, we tend to collapse, which actually makes things significantly harder. So slow things down if you need to, and focus on your form first. Quality always, always over quantity. Pretty please, in this situation. Once more each. You can do it. Sometimes it's easy to kind of get in our heads in the wrong kind of way and start to talk ourselves out of things. We are capable of so much more than we think. Unless you think you're capable of more, then that's how much you're capable of. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Your brain controls so much. Your thoughts. You can flip them positive and accomplish more. I don't know if you know this, but in my side job is I'm a motivational speaker. Yep. I don't do it very often, but in my own head I do.
Exercise finished.
All we have left now is our bonus. You have two options. You're either going to do a crunch or you're going to do a reverse crunch. So for the crunch, fingertips come to temples, feet can stay grounded, lifting the shoulder blades up and off the ground, lowering back and down. You have the option to lift the feet or send the legs nice and straight. Reverse crunch, hands come down by your sides, tuck the shoulders a little bit, legs can stay bent or straighten them out. You're bringing it in, lifting the hips up, controlling the hips back down, and then lowering the feet. Let's do this. 1 minute of your best. And as a reminder, this is an optional bonus round. If you feel good, like you got enough, go right into the stretch and we'll catch up with you in a minute. And begin. So with the reverse crunches, really focus on the down. Being mindful that you're not just collapsing. Use your core to control it in both directions. Also, height-wise, you're not trying to crunch the neck. We're not sending it back over our head. We're sending it up. working with what you have, what you can do today. Again, talking and putting yourselves in weird positions, maybe not the easiest thing to do. Keep breathing, keep moving. We have 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Sending the feet long, hands up overhead. Nice full body stretch here, especially if you're feeling lightheaded at all, keeping the eyes open. Inhale to stretch a little bit further, and then as you exhale, we're gonna bring the knees into the chest, hugging the knees in for a moment first. Then we're gonna hang on to our right knee, sending the left leg out long. You can keep it here or bring the left hand to the right knee. Right hand comes out to the side. Then we're gonna guide this knee across the body. Adjust for any couches in your way. Coming into a reclining twist. Keeping the shoulders grounded. Eye gaze towards the sky, or if it feels all right, you can turn your head towards your extended right arm. Beautiful, bringing the head back to center first, then drawing the knee to center, adjusting the hips, hugging the knee in for a moment, and then release, sending it out nice and long. Let's take it to the other side. Otis, how much do you trust me? How much do you love me? I'm coming your way. What do you see? All right. Right hand to the left knee. Left arm goes out to the side, adjusting the knees, or adjusting the hips to draw your left knee. I know, Otis. I know. There's no fear. Eye gaze towards the sky, or you can look towards that extended left arm, keeping the shoulders grounded, unless you're petting a pup. Then you know, priorities. Awesome. Coming back to center. Oh, we've gone to that stage, have we, Otis? Hugging your knees into your chest once more. You can roll over onto your one side and then make your way to a seated position, or take your hands behind your thighs to rock yourself up to a seated position. It's okay, Otis. You can come sit. Oh, good boy. Okay, he's making up for it. All right, let's start out by bringing the hands to the knees. We're going to open up the upper back, tucking the chin a little bit. Then on your next inhale, lifting the chest, drawing the shoulders back, looking up slightly. Let's just do that one more time in each direction, moving just a little bit quicker. Inhaling to lift. Awesome. We're going to take our hands to our sides. Inhale the right hand up and overhead. Nice side stretch. As snuggly and as sweet as Otis is, he's very sensitive if other people touch him while he's lying down. He's like, don't touch me. Get out of my bubble. Coming back through the center, taking it to the opposite side, lifting and leaning. Keeping the top shoulder drawn back so the chest is open to the front, to be specific. And bring it back up. Let's take the right arm across the body for a shoulder release, relaxing that shoulder back and down as you hug the arm in. Continuing to focus in on your breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Release and switch. Are you a good boy? Yes, you are. Do you think I'm going to say something else? You look very excited. I have nothing to say other than we're almost done. And release. Relax the shoulders. We're going to come into a seated quad stretch next. So you're going to flip one knee around. So both knees are now faced in the same direction. You're going to bring one hand to that back. Well, not one hand. You're going to bring your hand to the back ankle, drawing the heel in towards the glutes, lifting the chest and looking past the front knee to this very elegant, majestic position of the seated quad stretch. Awesome. And release, rocking to the opposite side. Always know you can hold a stretch longer than I'm saying, or if you're a little antsy today, take a few deep breaths, but you can move a little bit faster. Really just listening to your own body and doing what you need to do. Awesome. Release. Send both feet out long in front, coming into a seated forward bend. Hips come under, scoot your hips back. Now I'm distracted. That's okay. It's just the time. Thank you, Otis. Inhale to sit up nice and high. As you exhale, folding forward, just going as far as you feel comfortable. Excuse me. Were you chewing on my arm? think I sweated a little bit. As I was saying, you can have your legs bent quite a bit here. This is not about forcing the stretch. It's just about finding what feels good, and whichever level you are currently at, that is perfect. On your next inhale, rolling up, walking the hands in, just like that. We're done. Have a great day or night or afternoon or whatever else you need to have a good thing. Thanks for watching, thanks for working out, and thanks for requesting stuff. I really appreciate it. I've got lots more to come because of it. I think I might just stay here a little while. All right. I gotta eat some food.